welcome to one and all from our studios at Emerald Park PCB Resort Living. Beach Bums Media is proud to present In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. He's just plain Rob from the stark naked truth.
Some people call it the snark.
And I'm just Ashley. You can follow us on X, formerly Twitter. Are they still saying that now?
You know, they still call them tweets.
Okay.
But
anyway, it's at Bums Media, and then Instagram is Bums Media. Or you can search us out everywhere you get your podcast from, including Amazon Music. So, hey Alexa, play In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. It's great.
Every time we do that, I think of my dad. Hey.
You can reach Rob at robspcbums@gmail.com, and you can reach me here at beachbumsmedia@gmail.com. And of course, our studio line you can call anytime, 850-588-9275, with comments, stories that you would like to share. All we ask is that you leave us your name and a number. We may like to call you back. And our bumper music today is provided by bensound.com.
Now, here's something I wanted to mention. I was thinking about this the other day because we do pre-record the show.
Yes.
So we do this Wednesdays, usually around 11 o'clock. So even if you want to call in to the show and be live, we have the studio line.
It works.
We can take you live. So anytime between like 11 and noon on Wednesdays, you can call in. Just say, hey, what are y'all talking about today? And we'll fill you in, and you can be part of the conversation.
Yep, absolutely. That's what it's here for. Also, our morning beverages are supplied by Watford Chevron Food Mart, located at Front Beach Road and Ann Avenue, right here in Panama City Beach. Best coffee on the beach, coldest beer in town. Hey, you make sure you tell them that Rob and Ashley sent you down there.
And family owned and operated for how many years now?
20 since its existence.
So they're just wonderful folks. Stop by, say hi, and like Ashley said, tell them Rob and Ashley sent you.
That's right. So, how's your week been?
Week's been pretty good, actually. I'm finding my feet, finding my legs in the RV industry at Camping World. Gratuitous plug. I know they're not paying for this, but Daddy needs a new pair of shoes and a new house. So come and see me at Camping World, 23rd Street. That's a Rob plug, not a Camping World plug. I need you to come see me if you're interested in a camper or motor coach or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I'm starting to get my legs a little bit, and so it was a good week. Made a couple of sales. Not where I want to be necessarily, but
you're making some sales.
I'm making some sales, and I'm off training pay, so Daddy needs to make some sales. But now, as far as the rest of the personal life is concerned, pretty good week. It's had its ups and downs,
just like any normal
week. But
my week was up and down. That we have these electric ladders. I work part-time, 12 hours a week.
Yeah.
We have these electric ladders. They will lift you up, you do what you got to do, and bring it back down. So my week was up and down too. They had me up doing rafter work.
Literally up and
down. And then Sunday we went to Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about Buc-ee's.
Robertsdale, Alabama. It is a busy joint. Now I'm going to tell you something.
Can you boondock there with
No, you cannot.
Oh, you can't.
No, and we did not take the.
Oh, you didn't take the RV.
We took my car, and we've been there before. There's no way I can get an RV in there. The lot's too small for that store. We got there, and when you're going west and you take the exit, and you got to cross over the bridge and turn right. The off-ramp going east is blocked So everybody's coming off the off ramp. So you're trying to turn left, merge into off ramp traffic to get into the right turn to get into the lot. There's going to be a bad wreck there one day. I mean, it's going to be horrible. Anyway, it wasn't too bad when we got there. We left early, got inside the store, packed out. We had a little shopping cart, and we're getting run over. You know, there's nowhere to go. At any other store, when Dee and I are together, I usually work the cart, and Dee walks around, and I go, I'll stand right here out of the way. You go down that aisle and get what you need, and I'll be right here. There's nowhere to stand in that store where you're out of the way. You know, maybe outside, but it's just a small store. Fun, a lot of stuff. Dee's happy.
And you can get gas.
We didn't need it, but yes, you can get gas. You can get gas.
They call it a convenience store, but it's like a mini mall.
It's a mega mini mall. We bought some. They have fresh. They make food. It's fresh. And Dee got a Texas style wrap. Shoot, man, I just lost it. I bought a sandwich. They were huge, this big. I ate it when we got home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That was dinner. I was good. It's a Texas style Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Oh.
And it took my wife 3 days to eat it. Third.
You know, I found that when I was in Montana, I've got 2 points here. When I was in Montana, I got up there and I'm looking at a menu at one of the places I ended up frequenting quite a bit, called the Overland Express. And the steak cost, like this ribeye steak, and it said 6 or 12 ounce. The 6 ounce was like 25 bucks. The 12 ounce was like 32 bucks. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Man, it's expensive up here.
Yeah.
However, apparently they don't have scales in Montana, because I ordered the 6 ounce and I got this plate with a steak about that big that covered almost the entire plate with a baked potato on the side and a salad, and that steak.
How long? How many days?
About 4. Yeah, so it was well worth the money, and I never complained after that again. And it was perfectly cooked. They know how to make steaks in Montana, I'll tell you what. The other point I have is you got fresh food at the Buc-ee's. Well, I go to the Circle K quite a bit on 23rd Street. Got to know the staff there, like we know the folks at Wofford's real well. And Cindy and I had discovered these Southwest omelet breakfast things. It comes in like a little tortilla.
Oh, yeah.
Really good. It became my favorite. It's got just enough spice in it, but you know, it's just enough. And became my favorite breakfast. I like it better than a sausage, egg, and muffin, which I do love sausage, egg, and muffins. But anyway, I learned that the day workers, the construction workers, come in about 6 o'clock in the morning, and they decimate everything, wipe them out. Woke up this morning, my day off, and I told Cindy, I said, I'm gonna run down to Circle K. Do you want an omelet? She goes,
Are you still hungry?
Yes. I walked in there, there was nothing, and I mean nothing on their fresh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was.
It's kind of like walking into the Walmart down the street here during the summer months. Pick your battles, man. Don't go in there on a Saturday and don't go in there on a Monday. Place is wiped out. And I don't know when they get the deliveries, but yesterday I stopped in there on the way home to pick one item up. And of course the item's way in the back of the store. And I looked over in the buggy corral. I should have turned and walked out because there wasn't a buggy in that corral.
Now, for those of you who are not from the South, a buggy is a shopping cart.
Oh, okay, I'm
Just
sorry.
want to let you know.
Let me clarify that, a shopping cart.
Now, hey, I've been down here long enough. It's a buggy.
Anyway, we have a little PSA I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know what caught my eye on it, but if you've been in the New Hampshire area, officials say a person has been exposed to an international traveler who had this disease. And from July 6th, from 1 to 5, If you were at Texas Roadhouse on Loudon Road, you were exposed. July 7th from 2:30 to 4:30, Baked and Brew Cafe. On Suncock Valley Road, you were exposed. And on July the 7th from 3 to 6 at the Common Man on Daniel Webster Highway, you were also exposed to measles.
Oh, wow. Now I've heard that's coming back because of all the
This is in New
all the
Hampshire.
immigrants. Yeah, all the
And
immigrants
so,
coming in. Yeah.
Just FYI, I don't know if there's any follow-up on this story, but those are the locations that they have narrowed down.
Now, when we were kids, we got measles vaccinations.
Yes.
Is that still good for us, or do we
I
have to
would
get
think
boosters?
so. Several years ago, Dee and I were looking at the dots, on our arms and all that stuff, badge of honor. They don't even
Yeah.
do that now anymore.
Yeah, I got my vaccine card
so
right
we
there.
had the badge of honor. I don't think they do it now anymore, but I think for the most part, I thought all that measles and polio and all that. I know
Right,
polio has
yeah.
been eradicated. I thought measles were, but measles is a form of chickenpox.
In the United States, measles was eradicated, but in some
Worldly travelers.
the third world countries,
Right.
it hasn't been. But and I heard it was coming back because of all of the, and I'm going to say it, illegal immigrants, not undocumented.
Undocumented workers.
No. But anyway, yeah, I've heard, but I thought it was more on the West Coast and even, in the Southwest, but now it's hit the East Coast.
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
pretty scary stuff. Just wanted to kind of get the word out there. So if you're in or around that area and you were in or around those places during that time, you might want to, if you're not feeling good, please get checked out or let the local Center for Disease Control know.
Another PSA, because we're going to post this soon.
Yep.
By Friday. This weekend. Coming up, Saturday and Sunday at Camping World, we're going to have a pet adoption event. So we're going to have puppies and kitties. You don't have to buy a camper, though I'm going to try to sell you one, but no. I made phone calls yesterday, some sales calls, and I said, come this Saturday and Sunday. We have a pet adoption. We have a lot of the best looking and cutest puppies and kittens available for adoption. And of course, we have a lot of campers that need good homes as well.
Now, are you going to be putting up some of your stable?
No, because we actually do this through organizations, and so all the kittens and puppies that come in
okay.
are vaccinated,
I see.
and so we need to get our kittens. We need to get them vaccinated and wormed before we can get them rescued.
I understand. We have another event this weekend. Our one of the grandkids turns 15.
Oh yeah.
So G-Man called his grandma yesterday and inquired about how's the pool look. So we're having a few of his friends over and hopefully we'll have a good time. No, I'm not grilling.
That was my first question.
Hungry Howie's will be providing pizzas, and we will have some lemonade or sodas and some water. And Dee went on her way across town this morning and stopped by a local place and scored some water guns.
Oh, nice.
So Papa, me, is going to go get the biggest cannon water gun I can find. I'm looking for a backpack thing where I can just get the pool,
get the
go
tank.
down, fill it up, and I can come up and I can just reload constantly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Papa's going to be armed.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
And he'll be armed and dangerous. Anyway, this is In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
If we had advertisers, Bush. Anheuser-Busch. Family owned and operated, but now owned by a Dutch company.
across the nation and from your state, possibly from your city, or from right down your street. It's odd news of the week that you may have missed and want to know about, or maybe not.
Maybe not.
But here you go. I'm going to do this and then you've got a couple.
Yeah.
All right. We've all heard about the window crash last week. The windows crashing caused airplanes, banks, everything worldwide, correct?
Oh, the virus. Or it wasn't a virus, it was a glitch in the software.
There was an update went wrong is what I understand.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Anyway, a building in Philadelphia appears to keep shedding its windows as well.
Oh, like actual windows.
Yes, and it isn't a recent phenomenon either, according to residents. It's been happening for about 3 years. The Philadelphia Inquirer reports how the Riverwalk, a residential apartment building that sits near the Scully River, was built back in 2021 by Philadelphia's largest residential landlord, PMC Property Group. According to the same Philadelphia Inquirer article, PMC Property Group filed 2 lawsuits in common pleas court, one in June and one in July, against a Wisconsin-based window company, Wausau Windows. As how far spontaneous this has occurred, the Philadelphia Business Journal states over 60 times across 3 towers, and the residents claim that despite 3 years of repeated complaints, management hasn't done anything to address the issue. Somebody's afraid, somebody's going to die. The windows just keep falling out.
Not exploding, just
Falling out.
boom. Sounds like they should have some caulk or some epoxy.
Somebody
in the
left
next
some epoxy out or
Yeah.
something, I don't know. In the past 3 months, they've had 6 or 7 windows fall, and it's really going to hurt somebody. The incidences have led to file suits against the manufacturer to resolve any defects. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, look out for falling windows.
There's a lot of things happening in Philadelphia. It's the last thing they need is falling windows.
Falling windows. Windows crashing. Not only software.
Man. So I was listening to talk radio, as I normally do, and heard a couple stories this week. Number one, one actually I saw online. The first one I want to bring up, though, is that there were a couple of people that were rescued by the Coast Guard. They're okay. Everybody's okay, Uncle Ashley.
Yes.
But they were out on a boat, and their boat was capsized by a whale that had surfaced underneath their boat. Dude had to breathe, had to come up for air. Just happened to be underneath that boat.
I saw a video. There was another boat in the area, and I saw the video this morning.
Oh, did you see? I haven't seen the video.
There was a video, and the first thing that came to my mind was the whale came up and went back down and hit the back of the boat.
Okay.
Now, there's going to be an insurance claim.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you explain that to your insurance agent? You ain't going to believe this, but a whale sunk my boat.
Yeah.
You can't get a statement from the whale.
Well, and if you could, my first thought was, if you went to the whale and said, "Dude, what were you thinking?" All I can think is the whale go, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was running out of air. I had to breathe. I'm sorry."
It did. It came up. It kind of reminded you of what's that insurance company that's got the whale?
Yeah, is it Prudential?
Prudential or
no,
somebody.
Yeah.
It comes up and does this. And it's a big, massive. It's got. That's exactly what it looked like. It went up and came right back down. Here's this boat. Hit the back of it, and the boat went like that
Flipped.
and went down.
Oh man.
So somebody caught it on video. There was another boat in the vicinity and caught it on video.
I need to look this video up. I need to look it up because I heard about it. Like I said, I didn't see it.
It's amazing, but
so now you got another excuse from the whale.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just shooting a commercial for an insurance company, man. I didn't know the boat was going to be there.
But at least they got the video evidence of it to show. Look, really, a whale took my boat down.
Yeah.
It's kind
The other story I want to talk about, some folks were at Yellowstone National Park the other day, and they were enjoying their day. It was a nice, beautiful day.
The old Old Faithful.
Minding their own business. Well, this happened about 2.5 miles away from Old
Okay.
Faithful. It was, it's called Biscuit Basin.
Biscuit Basin.
It's another geyser, and this thing got angry all of a sudden and blew its top.
Really?
And when I say blew its top, yes, the geyser actually exploded in front of all these people. Now, when I say exploded, it wasn't a massive explosion, but it erupted.
Was that a natural eruption spot, or did it just come out of the raw ground?
No, Biscuit Basin it's a geyser.
It's a geyser.
It's
okay.
not as consistent as Old Faithful, but So when you're there, you may see water spouting, and it would shoot a couple, about 100 feet in the air, 200 feet in the air. This was actually a massive eruption that made the basin bigger. And
so there was a
debris and smoke was flying
Man,
everywhere.
all over the place.
Yes, and I did see the video of this. People were running. Nobody was injured, thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Nobody was injured. But I saw the video of this, and it was. I kind of wish I'd have been there to see it.
that would have been something. You're walking up, you're looking over, go, hey, look at that. Poof.
Yeah. Nice steam bath going on here.
Holy
Ooh, I have gravel
How
in
hot
my
do you
face
think
now.
that? How hot do you think that would be?
Oh,
How hot's Old Faithful?
I think it would scorch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be
it would have
scorching
to.
hot. Yeah. Or
It's,
scalding hot, I should say.
Wow, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
If it's coming up, make it bigger. That's rock and ash and water.
And they have the like this little boardwalk where you can walk up and see it, but they keep you far enough away that you're not getting. But this one was.
I'm surprised nobody got hurt.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of a cool.
Well, there's a story for your grandkid if you're at Yellowstone this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring me my brown pants.
No, bring me clean ones.
Exactly.
Well, I've been wondering something. I've had a couple things on order, and I'm not getting them, and they're showing delivered, scanned. Well, this might be something. A FedEx driver crashed his delivery vehicle into a utility pole in Warren County and faces charges including driving while intoxicated. A 46-year-old driver in Hackettstown about 3 p.m. on Tuesday when he dropped his cell phone in the town's police department said. According to the police, while attempting to retrieve the device inside the vehicle, he left the road and crashed into a pole. Police responded to a separate crash nearby and found the FedEx truck collisions. No injuries, but he was drunk. So now I know why. Oh, his blood alcohol was 0.12. So now I know why I'm not getting my packages. It's stuck on some FedEx truck up in Ohio.
and
And then he knocked out the neighborhood of power.
and dude's rolling them cigars. He's rolling them blunt. That's when Cindy and I were driving. We were driving home one night, and it was about 7 o'clock, a little after 7 o'clock. We see this guy. He's just riding his bike real leisurely, and he's just kind of swerving a little bit, and he had a cigar in his mouth. And I went, I'm just smoking a blunt and driving my bike.
He's in his own little world.
He was happy.
Well, the case of a mysterious human finger found in a Tacoma driveway earlier this month has been solved, and the digit has been returned to its rightful owner.
Wow, that's good.
During the afternoon of July the 5th, go figure,
Yeah.
Tacoma Police Department officers responded to a report of a finger found in a driveway on South Pine Street. Detective Muse provided an update in a statement to the Northwest Daily News Thursday that a person saw the story and called the Pierce County Medical Examiner's Office, which had taken custody of the digit, to claim the finger. Do you just go, yeah, that's mine, or do you have to make sure it fits?
Yeah, we have to.
Like a
we have
puzzle
to-
piece?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just want to
Yeah.
make sure. The man identified and admitted to losing multiple digits messing around with some fireworks.
Now wait, multiple digits.
Yep, but at least he got one of them back.
I wonder if it was this one.
It doesn't say. They did try to find the owner of the digit through prints, but the corresponding information was not available in any FBI database, so
It is now.
it is now. Calls were made to a local hospital, but they did not report anyone being treated over the 4th of July for any sort of dismemberment injury. So the guy just self-medicated. Multiple digits.
Multiple digits.
Got one back.
And I'm like I said, I hope it was the right one. I don't know. I don't know if I would rather have it be the middle finger or my index finger, because at least I could point.
I would prefer none of them.
I would prefer none at all. But
I mean, what do you do with the pinky? Well,
yeah, I was going to say that's
That's
your
a useful tool.
That's your surreptitious nose
Yeah.
picker right there.
that's a useful tool. I prefer none of them. Multiple digits, nowhere to be found.
That's my driving finger.
They did say that they did report there was no blood around the finger, and it appeared to possibly been left on the property by an animal or maybe a bird.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, it got carried here by a crow.
This is kind of odd, and this kind of reminds me of why it's always good to have a babysitter that's reliable.
Yeah.
A robbery suspect emerged from a car holding his 2-month-old daughter after leading authorities on a dangerous high-speed chase through Los Angeles. The incident started with an armed robbery in Beverly Hills. See, this is where it's important. You need to have a reliable babysitter if you're going to go do an armed robbery in Beverly Hills, somebody to take care of the kid.
Yeah.
But it's obviously the babysitter didn't show up or is not reliable, so the responsible adult did the next best thing. Come on, kid, you're going to work.
Yeah. I mean, you
It's
can find.
bring your daughter to armed robbery.
Yeah, bring your daughter. Exactly. Now, you can find babysitters online these days. There are apps for that.
The driver pulled over a short time in South LA where 3 men jumped out of the car and ran off. Police set up a containment and caught 2 of them. But the third suspect got into another vehicle, a little Kia sedan, and quickly took off, starting another chase. Deputies at the time believe he carjacked that vehicle. They weren't aware until later that day that a woman and her infant daughter, about 2 months old, were also in the car. The Kia driver fled recklessly over surface streets in the downtown Los Angeles area, weaving through traffic, running red lights, and at times heading in the wrong way onto oncoming traffic.
It's the best way to elude cops.
At
Get into
one
it one
point,
way. Yeah.
the Kia hit 60 or 70 miles an hour. Kia? Okay, I guess they could.
Yeah.
The suspect became trapped when he encountered a dead-end road. Know your roads, buddy.
Yeah. Don't you, look, you got this on you.
Google Maps.
Google Maps, it'll take you where you need to go.
You can actually speak into it. Escape route.
Evasive,
Turn left.
evasive maneuvers,
Yeah.
please.
The suspect apparently, the suspect became trapped when he encountered a dead-end road. Deputies blocked him from the back, prompting a tense minute-long standoff. He apparently began to tell authorities he had a baby in the car, holding the small child in his lap in the driver's seat. Okay, there's a ticket. The kid's not in the car seat.
I'm going to teach you to drive, precious.
Seconds later, a woman emerged from the back seat holding the child in her arms. The driver also came out and hugged the woman and child before she walked over to the deputies. The suspect then complied with the deputies' commands and was taken into custody.
So she went and hugged the driver.
Yeah.
So apparently, what I'm thinking is that this wasn't a carjacking. This was a backup car.
Backup. That's
Because
exactly right.
why in the Lord's name would the victim of a carjacking with a 2-month-old baby go and hug the individual who carjacked her and had her 2-month-old baby in his lap while he was driving?
Very correct, because deputies later indicated the suspect was the infant's father.
So she
I'll
was there
be
for
at this
backup.
corner, honey.
Yeah, exactly. If anything goes wrong, meet me here.
And here's more.
Oh, there's more.
The suspect apparently live streamed during the chase, and the woman could be heard repeatedly shouting to him, "Pull the car over, tell him he was pulling the baby out at risk." Deputies are despise the relationship between the suspect and the woman, for now he's also facing carjacking, kidnapping, and in addition to the armed robbery and being a felon in possession of a firearm, according to the sheriff's department.
So, even if it is the baby's father, why would she go and hug him before he got arrested? Hey, honey, it's okay. I'll be here when you get back.
Yeah.
Love you.
Live you long time.
Love you 3 to 20 years.
It's not only crazy to think that this guy was driving like a madman. Not only does he have his 2-month-old daughter in the car and the child's mother, but he's talking the time on his cell phone to live stream the whole thing. It goes beyond words when you meet individuals like this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the video, but I'm sure it's
out there.
It's out there, and I'm sure it would be one crazy event. No, baby, hold the steering wheel at 10 and 2.
Yeah. Yep. I'll show you what the accelerator is. We're going to go 80 miles an hour down a one-way street the wrong way.
In a Kia.
In a Kia.
I'm sorry, Kia. Do y'all really go that fast? Do they really go that fast?
So many safety features there, honey. Look.
And we can't get through a day without a naked man stranded on Lake Erie.
I love the word naked.
This is KED.
Yeah, any double by God, KED.
The U.S. Coast Guard station in Cleveland Harbor received a report of a stranded naked man in the vicinity of Cleveland's water intake crib in Lake Erie, which is 3.5 miles from shore. The station and the Ohio Department of Natural Resources launched a response. They arrived on scene and recovered the man. He had been kayaking and capsized.
Kayak and naked, that's a new sport. I wonder if that's going to be in the Olympics now.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And where do you hang the gold medal?
Oops. The U.S. Coast Guard personnel transported him to shore where the emergency medical services were waiting. It's unclear why the man was naked. And unfortunately,
Did he not have an explanation?
No other information was released, and there was just nothing else to report.
I was 3.5 miles offshore.
Now,
Nobody could see me. I thought I'd get naked.
you missed Lake Erie.
Yeah.
That water's cold.
Yeah. So that's why I say, where do you hold the gold? Where do you hang the gold medal?
You don't.
You just dangle.
I'm a Grover, not a shoulder. Sorry, y'all. And police have arrested a woman and are preparing to file charges against her daughter for attacking a Sam's Club worker in Georgia because they couldn't order a pizza.
Oh, man.
Long story short,
That's called being hangry.
WSB TV out of Atlanta reported they walked in moments before the store closed, like minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes,
so you don't do
and
that.
ordered 2 large pizzas to go.
You don't do that.
The mom got upset and went to wailing on the worker, and then the daughter's taking video and went to wailing on the worker.
What's the
Henry County
workers?
Police Department charged her with battery, and her pregnant daughter, a 20-year-old Victoria Wilson, will who accompanied her to the store, was taken to the hospital after the fight, but a warrant is currently out for her arrest as well.
Well, look, I know that if a restaurant says open from here, until 10 o'clock, honestly, there should be a sign that says kitchen closes at 9:30.
A lot of them do that.
Yes,
There's
they do that now because people will walk in at 1 minute till 10, and the kitchen staff is already
They've already cleaned up.
Yeah.
They've cleaned up, put up, and they're getting ready to go because these people want to get off on time.
Right, yeah.
Just like anybody else.
Yeah, just like anybody else. I mean, okay, even with what I'm doing now, we're open till 7 o'clock, and when somebody walks in at 6:30, we're going, oh man. And the reason is because we have 300 campers on that lot. And if they want to, I'm looking for, they don't know exactly what they're looking for. I'm looking for this. Well, I've got to narrow it down to 3 campers at least because I don't want to overwhelm them with camper. And we have to go on the lot and show them the campers. That takes well over an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And so at 6:30 when somebody walks in and I'm looking at my sales manager and my sales manager's going, oh, geez, oh, geez, oh no.
Just let them walk around and come back tomorrow.
Well, the one sales manager will actually stay there.
Yeah.
The other sales manager will do that. Hey, you know what?
Check it out.
Rob, send them the link on that RV that they want. Send them the link to the online credit app. And tomorrow, what are you doing tomorrow? What time do you work tomorrow? You work tomorrow until what? Okay, come on in after work tomorrow, and we'll.
That's right.
That's what he does, and I like his style. Carolyn just goes, okay, and she'll try to pay for him that night. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get the deal done, but you know what? I got fried chicken waiting at home.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam's Club spokesperson did not comment on whether the company plans to hire full-time security, but stated that the staff safety is important and the company is cooperating with police during this investigation.
Well, I'm sure they have security cameras and everything, all that good stuff.
So like Rob says, do not go in there 1 minute and order your stuff.
Be courteous. Jeez, oh, peaso.
Now, one of our, well, I would hope one of our future sponsors, more than a year after the consumer boycott drained the sales of once was the nation's most popular beer, Bud Light is still having a hangover.
Well, stupidity hangs on.
Yeah, new sales data shows Bud Light has slipped in the rankings behind Modelo and Michelob Ultra.
Which is also an Anheuser-Busch
That's an Anheuser-Busch product.
So,
Modelo, a Mexican import, is the official beer sponsor of Team USA in the Olympics, which stole Bud Light's crown as #1, selling beer at the grocery and convenience stores across the country last May a year ago, 2023.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while.
Bud Light did represent 6.5% of beer dollar sales in the U.S. in the 4 weeks ending July, 9.7% from Modelo and 7.3% for Mich Ultra. And my wife likes Mich Ultra, that's her choice. But dollar sales are showing they're still kind of reeling from it.
Well, I think one of the most brilliant ad campaigns that Bud Light ever did was back mid-2010s. And it was the Real Men of Genius campaign. They did it on TV and on radio. And
they had like Burt Reynolds and...
Yeah, well, no, that was actually Miller Lite.
Was that Miller Lite?
That was actually Miller Lite. Yeah, don't fruit the beer. That was actually
okay.
No.
I thought that was good too.
The Bud Light campaign, the Real Men of Genius. The lead singer from Survivor actually sang, and they go, "Real Men of Genius," and then the announcer, "Here's to you, Mr. Mowing your lawn in your Bermuda shorts and black socks. He's mowing his lawn." It was a beautiful, they were so funny. And when I was a production director in radio, these Bud Light commercials would come on. They had like 3 or 4 of them. And I'd go, "Hey, everybody, come on, the Bud Light commercials are in."
Yeah, check them all out.
So we check them all out before I put them in the system to air.
Anyway, in February, former President Donald Trump urged his supporters to give Bud Light a second chance because Anheuser-Busch is not a woke company.
It really isn't. It was that one marketing person who
Dalen,
really,
what was his name? Or her?
it was a her. It was a her who did this, which makes sense because she was very liberal, very woke, as you say.
Yeah.
And she said, we are going to take this brand to a broader audience and not make it a fraternity targeting men. And then, Kid Rock,
Yeah.
did that video. Kid Rock is actually back on Bud Light. They've actually sponsored him now.
Oh, okay.
And so they've made good, but yeah, they had to do a whole lot of crawdaddying
Wow.
on that. So
They sure did. I mean, I enjoy it, so I really don't.
I'm a Budweiser man.
I didn't boycott them.
Yeah, I'm a Budweiser guy, and Ashley and I actually, for budgetary reasons, we drink Busch. So
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch is getting all big. We would love you to be a sponsor, Anheuser-Busch.
What better place than in the beer cave? with
Exactly.
Rob and Ashley.
Exactly. Do it before one of the other competitors jumps on board.
That's right. Act now. All right, closer to home, from across the bridge in Springfield, Florida, which is a suburb of Panama City.
Yes.
The Springfield Police Department have arrested a 68-year-old David Horton Brown during a traffic stop. The Springfield Police Department have charged 2 men in connection to dumping an airplane on private property.
Dumping an airplane?
Yes. It was the front cockpit of the airplane. Wait, there's more. A Springfield officer found part of an airplane in an empty lot on Transmitter Road, which is a major road over in Panama City,
Yeah.
on July the 12th. Investigators created a Facebook post asking the community for information, which led to the discovery that the plane formerly belonged to the zoo.
This gets better and better.
The zoo told investigators the plane was given to them for disposal. Now the plane, the front cockpit, was like an attraction at the zoo. You could sit in it and get your picture taken.
Yeah, right.
Well, the zoo decided they didn't want it anymore.
And it was like a Cessna. It's a small aircraft.
Yes, a small airplane.
Yeah.
The 2 men were identified by the Springfield Police Department as Cordero Jesus Hernandez and David Horton Brown. Illegal dumping not only affects the property owner who must clean up the property, but also surrounding neighbors. We are grateful for the cooperation of the involved businesses for their help in identifying the suspects. The 2 men are being charged with third-degree felony for illegal dumping of more than 500 pounds. Now, I know more about the story than what I have written right here. The 2 gentlemen were contracted by the zoo to dispose of the section of plane, the cockpit.
Right.
The propeller, the prop was still on it, and it was just literally out behind the seats was cut.
Right.
These 2 dudes, the zoo just said, here, take it, go dispose of it as you wish.
So you got the cockpit, not the fuselage.
Not the fuselage,
And the
not the
tail.
tail. Nope, just the
So
front.
just the, yeah. And,
They
no,
thought
and no wings. So
No wings. They thought they hit the mother load and they took it to the scrap station.
what they thought was a scrap station.
Yep, no, they took it to the scrap yard.
Okay, but
The scrapyard wouldn't take it because the dash was still in it, and they deemed it as having mercury and toxic because the instruments.
yeah.
So now these 2 guys are going, what do we do now?
Okay, here's what I would think is storage unit and sell the thing. I mean, it's worth money.
They apparently thought they were going to get some bucks right then
Didn't do it.
and didn't do it. So one guy got mad at the other guy, and he goes, I'll just go over here and dump it. So he dumped it on private property on Transmitter Road. So the scrapyard would not take the plane because they deemed it with the chemicals in the instrument clusters as toxic.
I don't know why they.
Well, some of the liquid for the magnetic.
Yeah, but still, it's been sitting at the zoo for
Scrapyard's
years.
not good. Well, I know, but scrapyard can't cut it up, burn it up, chop it up, or whatever.
Well, here's one thing. My advice to those of you who are thinking of dumping something on private property, Driving by with an empty beer can doing that's one thing. Putting a
Driving
small
by.
aircraft on, you don't just toss that out the window. That's,
They thought they were going to get some money and go buy some beer and have some fun, and that failed.
And it's something that the authorities could track down.
And one guy just said, "I'm out of here. It's all yours."
I mean, I'm sure somebody came and said, "Man, what? Somebody dumped this cockpit on my property."
On my property.
And none of the guys said, "Wasn't that at the zoo?"
So that's how they tracked it. According to the report, it took the Facebook post, and then the zoo goes, "That looks kind of like ours."
What we did,
So
yeah.
here's the two dudes that did it. So, and a Texas man has legally changed his name to literally anybody else
That's his real name now. Literally anybody else.
to apply for a particularly difficult to get job, President of the United States.
So when people vote write in literally anybody else,
They're voting for
he
him.
gets the vote.
He gets the vote.
Ah, I see.
A 35-year-old military veteran and middle school math teacher, formerly known as Dustin Eby, said he is running for president to protest the current major party candidates, both of them, and show his distaste for the system that his website states often prioritizes partisanship battles over real solutions. Else is running with a write-in campaign in Texas where he did not get the required 113,000 signatures to make the ballot, and is expected to appear by name on the Tennessee ballot where he said he did get the required amount of signatures. It's not necessarily about drawing attention to my grievances, Else told KTRT TV, but about giving a place for anyone who shares these grievances to come together to a focal point.
So did he change his name to anybody else?
No, literally
Anybody else.
else.
So his middle name is anybody.
Yes.
His first name's literally. Last name now is else.
Else.
Legally changed. So what if somebody writes in nobody? Or if somebody writes in
Oh, I don't know. how that would work.
N/A.
I don't know how that would work.
Well, I would think that, we need about 5 other guys, one guy to change his name to nobody,
Yeah.
one guy to change his name to N/A,
Yeah.
somebody else to,
And we'd have a ballot full of people.
yeah, somebody should change it. Maybe I'll change my name to does not apply.
And Mr. Else has announced Neil David Sutz, a New York man currently living in Switzerland, to be his running mate. So on the ticket will be literally anybody else and Sutz.
Oh, couldn't we change his name to Sucks?
Ooh, that'd be kind of rough.
So it would be, a campaign poster. Literally anybody else sucks.
But let's stay with Sutz.
Or you can change his name. Literally anybody else would be better. That change
Would-
his name.
would be better.
Yeah,
There you
change
go.
his name
All
to
right.
would be better.
All right. He's in Texas. You want to email him or call him?
Yeah. Hey, dude, I got a suggestion
There
for
you
you.
go. Coming up next, we've got some political news by the Equal Opportunity Offender, and it's brought to you by The Stark Naked Truth. Here is Just Plain Wrong.
It's been an interesting week in politics,
Yes, it has.
to say the least. Joe Biden, after saying he was staying in, he's not going anywhere, he dropped out last Sunday. Endorsed moments later Kamala Harris, the vice president, as the new candidate. Everybody thought that there was going to be a quick primary, an open convention coming up next week, I believe.
Is it?
Is it next week or week after?
I think it's after the Olympics, I think.
Okay, so which would be strategically scheduled,
I
which
think
I
it's- I think
understand
it's
that.
after the
Yeah,
Olympics.
okay, so after the Olympics. And in the meantime, everybody thought it was going to be an open convention, and she has mustered enough delegates that were committed to Joe Biden to now be the presumptive candidate for the Democratic nomination.
But my understanding is there's still a chance that they may come up with another name.
I think politically they need to, because they have been saying, Donald Trump is a danger to democracy and democracy is at stake, and what they're doing is basically not democratic. So I think they're going to have to come up with some type of solution. I think she's going to end up being the nominee, but the rhetoric on both sides has just gotten so much fun over the last couple of days, over the last week. Donald Trump is now too old. So they can't, the Republicans can't use that against Biden. Now the Democrats can use it against Trump. Kamala Harris, the Republicans are saying, they're bringing out all these word salad speeches that she has given.
There's been a lot of fact checking going on.
There's been, because AI, there have been some fake, deep fakes going out there, actually on both sides. It's been fun to watch. Cindy has gotten she's over it. She's just like, don't turn the news on. I am so tired of hearing about it. I'm like, Cindy, this is fun stuff to watch on both sides.
I'm on board with that. I'm with her. I'll catch some blurbs in the morning.
And
that's it. Away. I'm done for the day, and I'm not interested in anything else, and I don't want to talk about it.
And I think a lot of people are like that. I'm kind of a political junkie.
I'm going to be the guy way up in the cheap seats watching.
You're going to be the literally nobody else.
I'm that guy.
Or anybody else, I should say.
I'm going to be that guy.
I just, the one comment, and I'm going to say this on both sides, for both sides. Like I say, I try, where my political leanings are. I'm sure you do too. But for both parties, here is what needs to happen. Okay, you got your digs in for the first week on both sides. You got your digs in. Now let's focus on issues. Tell us what matters to me. Tell me how you're going to bring inflation down, both of you. Tell me what you're going to do about immigration, both of you. Tell me what we're going to do about how the world's on fire and how we're going to douse the flames, both of you. I don't care that Donald Trump is 80 years old. I don't care that Kamala Harris is the first black woman, at least mixed race woman, to run for president. I don't care. Tell me what you're going to do for us, the American people.
And that's probably upsetting Ms. Clinton.
Yes. Well, she's already weighed in on.
Yeah, she already has.
So, anyway. But anyway, I don't really.
I think we need. I agree with you 100%. What are you and what are you going to do for me?
For me.
Or us?
Yeah.
Now I know there's how many people. Everybody's got a voice, and there's a lot of voices.
Yes.
You're not going to please everybody.
No. So let's come together. That's what That's why we have. That's why we have checks and balances in our government. That's why we have debates. That's why we have. I don't necessarily like the two-party system because it's come to this where they're so divided on everything. But back in the days, the Reagan days, Reagan and Tip O'Neill, who was the Speaker of the House, basically the leader of the Democratic Party at the time, were best friends. They had dinners together. They had drinks together. And I remember Ronald Reagan saying one time when Tip O'Neill said something derogatory or disparaging about Ronald Reagan, he called Tip and said, "Hey, I thought we were friends."
Yeah, what's up?
And Tip said, "Hey, Ron, this is politics. It's not personal."
So, sometimes it gets ugly.
And sometimes it gets ugly. Yeah. But they'd come together. They would come to common ground on certain things, or at least agree to disagree and move on and come to compromises.
Yeah.
That's what we're not at.
I think we're not having a compromise issue going on, and I think that's what we need to do. If we can't agree on something, let's compromise on something.
Right.
That's the give and take.
Right.
It's kind of like the perfect marriage.
Yeah. If there is such a thing as a perfect marriage, and we don't have.
There is in my house. Oh, absolutely, 100%, honey. I'm with you.
Good save. And on that note, let's move on.
the stories that you're about to hear are the names have not been changed, and the persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. It's time for
Idiots in jail. My 15-second break.
The Emperor's Helper. We all know that story, right? He had nose closed.
Yes.
Well, Florida police say, following a recent report about a male intruder sleeping inside a Vero Beach apartment complex in the stairwell, an officer on foot patrol found the suspect standing inside a common room around 3 a.m. Gregory Gornell, 44, was fully nude, according to an arrest report, and he told police he was staying at the facility because he was the Emperor's helper.
Okay. Well, here's our second naked man story for the day. I'm happy. Not because I like naked men. It's just, wow, that just came out way wrong.
You really you need to think this stuff through.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, extemporaneous comments sometimes get you in trouble.
Gornell reportedly told an officer that the building, an independent living community for residents over the age of 62, was under new management, and that the Emperor told him that he could stay there.
Naked.
Gornell, who had previously been trespassed from the building, was asked how to get in contact with the Emperor. The suspect advised that such royal outreach could only be done through electric lines.
While you're naked. So, officer, get naked.
Gornell was pleaded to no contest, was adjudicated guilty of the misdemeanor, which he will spend the next week locked up, possibly naked.
He will be in solitary confinement, I'm sure.
His occupation is listed as a construction worker. His previous convictions for cocaine, theft, marijuana, trespass, and possessing of drug paraphernalia.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say his profession was welding. Because
That's kind of hard to do naked.
Welding naked would be very hazardous. Worse than frying bacon naked.
Oh. A couple who is set to be married this week got into an argument over signing a prenuptial agreement that turned violent and resulted in the would-be bride's arrest for domestic battery. Investigators allege that Molly Rose Hogan, 26, and the male victim were engaged in a prenuptial quarrel late Sunday night at their St. Petersburg residence. The victim told the cops that Hogan grabbed him around the head and struck him on the chest, torso, back, and legs, causing multiple physical injuries. The attack, the man said, was prompted by a heated argument over signing a prenup agreement prior to the wedding.
So did he bring this up at the last minute?
I don't know. Let's read on.
Okay.
The
There's
victim
more.
attempted to escape from the defendant multiple times and was ultimately separated by Hogan from witnesses who corroborated his account of the incident. So apparently there was witnesses there to sign.
Okay, so yeah.
Police alleged that one of the witnesses, the victim's brother, was bitten on the arms by Miss Hogan as he was sought to stop her from battering his sibling. Funny, imagine this. Alcohol appears to have played in the role in the 11:30 confrontation. An arrest affidavit does not offer additional details about the prenup dispute or whether the wedding set for Saturday, July the 27th, which is still on. But Hogan was arrested for domestic battery and simple battery and booked in the county jail on misdemeanor counts. She was released yesterday afternoon on her own recognizance. A judge, which is normal, has ordered Hogan to have no contact with her prospective future husband or brother-in-law. She will be allowed a one-time visit to her residence in the company of police to retrieve her personal belongings. a wedding registry remains online, welcoming friends and family to join in our epic journey. The registry seeks cash gifts to help pay for table centerpieces, a wedding cake, flowers, and an open bar.
And now bail.
And now bail.
So I would, if she's got a restraining order or no contact order, I would imagine.
I guess I got
that,
to zoom it.
yeah, that will do it. Yeah, but I just wonder if this started because they've had that. Okay, say you've been together, you and Dee together, been together for a long time. You've got Trump's money. She's
Got
just
D money.
Got D money, and you have this great relationship. Everything's going well, and you're a week from the wedding, and you go, "Oh, by the way, honey, I need you to sign this prenup."
I'm smarter than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think this could have been justified on her part.
Now, yes, Dee and I have been married for a long time. I'm not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. And, you know, Dee's got D money and Ashley's got Ashley money. We got our money.
Right.
But I can reach the tall stuff in the upper cabinets, and I owe her $20. She's not getting rid of me.
There you go.
But on her defense, she's got step stools all over the house.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying this is something that you discuss through. Now, I will be honest. At one time, I dated a woman who came from means,
Uh-huh.
and I told her as the relationship got a little bit deeper. We obviously didn't end up together, but as the relationship got deeper, I went to her and said, if we stay together and we decide to get married, if you want me to sign a prenup, I will do it. Because I didn't want anybody, especially her or her family, thinking that I was in it just for the money.
I would have done it. And I kind of joke when I say Dee's got D money. I kind of joke, you know, we're comfortable.
Right, yeah.
Nobody's got more than anybody else.
Right.
But had that been the case, hands down, absolutely, honey. If you know you own high-rise apartments and all that stuff,
Right.
I'll be more than happy to sign it because I love you and I want to be with you, and you know.
And yeah, and that it's a sign of respect and a sign of
absolutely.
love to say that, look, I am not in it to take anything that you've got.
Absolutely.
And if anything happens, you still got your stuff.
Yep, I got mine.
I got
you
mine.
yours.
Yep.
So, you get all the kids.
Yes. I'll take them on the weekends. That's all right.
Are you crazy? And finally, an Indiana woman who is facing narcotics charge after she called 911 to report the purchase of inferior batch of meth and say that she wanted to file charges against her drug dealer.
Yeah.
Man, it is hard to find.
It is. Yeah, good help. Good dealers are hard to find. I'm telling you.
Miss Sarah Harris, 34, twice made open line calls to the police emergency number, which prompted an officer to visit her residence to ensure that she was okay. During a conversation with the police, Harris declared that her meth was not what it was supposed to be. She explained that the drug left her feeling as if she was going to have a heart attack. Harris said she had snorted a line of the meth and felt something different when it touched her skin and nostrils.
But too much borax in there.
Harris noted that she had a friend had smoked a bowl of normal meth before she subsequently obtained the meth, and that led her to call 911. Apparently believing that the local sheriff operated a better illegal business bureau, requested that the drug be tested. Harris also declared that she wanted to turn the person in who provided her with the subpar meth.
I'm reporting him to the BBB. Or would that be the BDB, Better Drug Bureau? I don't know.
It's just hard to find good meth people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know we're a little bit long today. We're about an hour and 4 minutes into the show. We want to thank everybody for stopping by. Tips are appreciated. You can Venmo at Beach Bums Media or a Cash App, which is $ Beach Bums Media.
All with a Z.
Everything with a Z. Be sure to Google us, Beach Bums Media, or In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. On the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe and the thumbs up button. We really do appreciate it.
And there's also a little thing that says share.
Yes.
So you can share it with your friends. You can send the link to your friends and family.
Everybody.
We would love to. We'd love to infiltrate your lives.
And if you'd like to sponsor any segment of the show, 850-588-9275, and we will get somebody in touch with you. We are very reasonable and easy to work with.
And you can also email Ashley or me. I have not checked my email in a long while, and
You
I need to
should.
do that.
Yep.
So,
Anyway, until next week, y'all, thanks again for taking time to stop by and share a few laughs with us. We appreciate it, both of you.
want to say hi to the manager at the Dollar General.
Oh,
here in Panama City Beach.
That's right, Panama City Beach,
Yeah.
Front Beach Road. Enjoys our show. Pulled me aside, told me so. Hey, I'll be down there in a little while.
Yeah, we'll be there, and don't forget the post party,
That's right. Oh, that's right. You know what?
after show
I
party.
almost forgot. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we got in big trouble. And the after the show party that starts in about 1 minute is going to be sponsored today by Sharps Sports Bar on Suttoth Place in Parker, Florida. We'll see you there.
Tell them Rob and Ashley sent you.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye.